If you don't know what this is, it's a nibbler. And if you're still using snips to cut your corrugated steel, I promise you, give this a try and you'll never go back. Hey, if you have to cut a lot of metal, this is the saw for you. They used to have a corded version. I think you can probably still buy it, but this is the cordless, fuel, brushless, battery-powered, man, and it is super awesome. It's got plenty of power. The visibility, it's not the greatest, but, you know, typically with metal, you're not trying to be as precise. It's not as big of a deal. And specifically what I'm doing here, I don't need it to be precise. I'm just looking to cut through these brackets and turn a universal bracket into 2 jam brackets. So I just need 1 ear. And the biggest thing is, look at how good this thing works here. As I finish, I'm going to go ahead and take it apart and show you just how many shavings that it actually collects. It's impressive. That could have been all over me. And obviously, Diablo blades are the best. Go Diablo. Spray foam job done on our building here. You can get a good look at it. And some of the people were asking, what do you do if it gets all over something you don't want it to, like right here where it's on the face of the column? But we just take like a nice little flat bar and it comes right off, no problem. It's actually quite satisfying too. So obviously you don't want it all over something that you really care about, but to get over the framing, it comes off pretty easy. So have you ever wondered how you fasten wood to metal? These are self-tapping screws. What they do is go through the wood. They have a drill tip on them that goes through the metal. Once it drills a hole through the metal, the threads will grab and pull that screw right in, fastening the wood to metal. Pretty cool.
Is there another use for the tool other than cutting shims?
Just got done setting our first truss. These are 80-foot wide trusses. Okay, this is just an end truss, so it's not as impressive, but just wait till these things are spanning 80 foot without any support. Stay tuned if you want to see more. Later. Perfect way to measure between 2 things. I got to measure between this bracket and this bracket, and this is way quicker and accurate than a tape measure all day. Check it out, guys. I had an issue on site today where I needed to take a 1/4 inch off the length of this treated board, and I didn't want to get my table saw out, so I used my Martinez stair gauge. That's that black thing at the front of the saw, clamped it on, and made a perfect 1/4 inch rip. Super efficient and just overall awesome. I love having multiple uses for a tool like that. You know, a lot of people have been asking, how are you going to stand up 120 foot of wall? Well, we don't stand it all up at once. We build it in sections, this one being the last of the 120 foot wall section. We did it in 3 sets, and it goes up pretty easy, man. Do all the hard work on the ground, let the machinery do the even harder work, and you just make sure everything is as good as possible and go on about your way. All right, here we've got a real simple knot for you. It's a super handy knot, and we're going to start fresh. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your hand, flip it, reverse it, and create yourself a little circle like that. You see that? Now you're going to grab the string and pull it through, creating a loop. This is going to be a loop that is able to be adjusted, but just as easily be taken out. Here it is again. Slow motion, make a loop, grab your string, pull it through. Now when you put it on whatever you're trying to tie, you can snug it up and it ain't going nowhere. If you've never seen this, this is a bell auger, and I'll show you what it does. First, you got a normal hole. It's been dug straight down, and you're just going to stick this in, and as you put pressure on it, it's going to open up and take out some of the inside bottom of the hole, creating a bell-shaped bottom. This is going to give you a bigger footing without having to dig a bigger hole, which is what we needed in this job because we've got a 80-foot truss with load-bearing weight directly on this pier. Guys, I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this job forever. It's an 80 by 120 shop. It's going to be awesome. It's huge. It's going to be a ton of work for Greg and I, but thankfully we got this beast of a machine, the Kubota 95. We're getting her loaded up so we can go dig our holes and start building. Dude, do not be one of these people that butts their trim together or just simply overlaps it. There's a way better way to do it. Let me show you. You're going to take your snips. You're going to snip off a corner, okay? And just a corner. You don't have to do a ton. And then you're going to open the hem up on the piece that you're lapping. You're just going to simply slide it over. That's going to lock it in. Look at that. Now you're a professional. Now, I know it's not the exact same thing, but I figured if I vacuum all this sawdust up, add some glue, and press it into a sheet, I'll save a little bit of money versus buying OSB right now. Good Lord. Check it out. Bosch is no longer the only one with the X-Lock. This is the new Makita, and you don't need one of these wrenches anymore because all you're going to do is pull this lever on the top and boom, whatever you're using, disc, cutting blade, grinder blade, whatever, it's going to pop right off. And easy as that, it goes right back on. So pretty cool. I'm glad more companies are adopting this technology, and that's just going to make things better and cheaper all around. So there you go. Hope you like it. People always want to know what this tool is when they see me use it. It's a nibbler, and Metabo HPT makes this, and it's perfect for cutting metal very cleanly. Now, the way it works is when you turn it on, you're going to notice it moves very fast, and what it's doing is making little punches in the metal with that punch and die. And it's a little bit messy, so you got to be watching out where you're working at, but if you want, you can buy this on Amazon. Here's the model number. Good luck. Let me ask you guys a question. This is a very standard miter saw. It's a sliding miter saw, but do you like that design or do you like something like this? This is the new Bosch miter saw, and it slides as well, but actually it doesn't slide, it articulates. What do you guys think of that? You may be asking yourself, standard miter saw, this protrudes out the back, which means when you want to get close to a wall, this is not the best design. Yo, I'm pretty sure this is the largest beam saw that you can buy. It's a skill saw, 16 and 5/16 inch blade. The thing is amazing. It's so smooth. Visibility's great. Control is great. I've never had it kick back on me. And the best part, it cuts a 6x6 in one pass. A couple things about this video. First, Greg clearly has something to tell me because he won't leave me alone. But that's not the point. The point is, watch what he does. As I'm digging the holes, he's going through and putting all the dirt and debris back in the hole. And the reason he does that is because I can clean it out very easily with little labor with the Kubota auger versus having to hand shovel it out of the way. And if you leave it around the hole, it's only going to be a mess to work around. So we try to put as much dirt back in the hole, dig it all out, and then we clean out the bottom of the hole, and we leave a little bit of gravel along the side of it so that we can use it to secure our sonotubes before we pour our concrete. So hopefully that helps somebody.
Looks like I just barely missed the grain light up. As the plug got shaved off or sanded down, the grain just moved ever so slightly.
One thing I've learned over the years doing spray foam around my windows is that it's very easy to overfill the cavity because it's kind of fun to do. However, you got to remember that this product will expand over time, so you don't have to fill it too much. Let it do its thing, expand out. You can always add more later if you want, but it's kind of a pain to remove after the fact. Also, make sure you're using the right type of foam. This is specific to windows and doors. It won't overexpand and bow or flex your frames. Now, I have no doubt the haters in the comments are going to say this is fake, but I marked out my hole wrong and dug it wrong, so I had to put the dirt back in and go to another hole. Bandsaws aren't just for cutting metal. We use ours for all different sorts of applications. One of the best is using it for cutting down house wrap because it doesn't burn through the house wrap like a traditional circular saw would. Next time you gotta remove a band from a pile of lumber, you don't need snips, you just need your hammer. Just be careful and don't stand behind it, otherwise you can get cut. Check out this tool that a good buddy of mine gave me that he invented a long time ago, and it just never took off for whatever reason, probably because there wasn't social media. But you make your first initial mark and run it down the entire length of your lumber to accurately and efficiently give yourself 16-inch on center marks without ever having to pull your tape out. Look at that. 16-inch spacings, nice and easy. So you don't even have to pull a tape out and mark. This is 29 gauge metal flat stock, and I got to rip it in half. I could use a set of snips and just go ahead and cut it. The beauty is I have a commercial brake and a cutoff tool, so I just have to set that on the brake. And boom, perfect cut. This is a great example of what happens when you use snips versus the cutoff tool. Look how much cleaner this side is than that side. The right tool does the job better. The real reason I wanted this gun for trims and installing Versetta stone siding. This is the new Bosch 18-volt FlexiClick GSR 18V. Check out the torque on this bad boy. These are 6-inch GRK lags. No pre-drill.